Well, hello, everyone. How are you doing? This is Mark Nelson. I'm the Chief Meteorologist here at Fox 12. This is episode 134. You've joined us for the First Alert Weather Podcast. We like to talk about weather and all sorts of exciting things. I'll be the host for this evening, but I'm joined by two of my coworkers, Camilla Ortiz. How are you doing?
Good. Very good.
And Peyton Major, our newest team member. You've been here 3 months, 2 months, 3 months
4
now.
months? I don't know. I lost track.
We know
That
you've
means
done
I'm
a
having
ton
fun.
of work. We know that.
She's pulling her weight, that's for sure.
Boy, that's for sure. Oh, man. We had a busy week, folks, because we got all brand new, exciting graphics. You know, every few years, TV stations change graphics, and we're going to talk about that. We have a whole segment about it, which will be kind of fun. We're going to take a look back at some of our historical graphics, which is always fun. If you either
Ooh.
grew up here or you remember watching all these years. Let me share my window here. I hope this works right, because every once in a while when I click it, it doesn't work properly. Let me know when you see it.
We're
Oh,
good.
yeah.
We're all good? Let's just
Yeah.
jump right in, because we're recording this at 7 p.m. on Thursday evening. This is April 24th. We just had a beautiful sunny day. You know, Peyton, did you see the high temperature was 81 degrees at PDX?
No, I was going to ask what it got to.
Yeah.
Camilla's like, Mark's going to go on a tear about this. So I don't have the other numbers, but Hillsborough, I think, was 74. Vancouver, 79, 77. Troutdale, like
Wow.
75.
Interesting.
I don't know.
Pull
It
up
seems a
the
little
highs.
high.
Yeah. Huh.
But it did tie a record. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Broke the record, because the daily record was 80.
Really?
So it broke the record by 1 degree.
So
My
now
goodness.
we're really starting to wonder if that sensor maybe needs to be replaced. I mean, we
Well-
know that we tend to be warmer in the urban centers,
Right.
but it seems a little excessive sometimes, right?
I don't remember if I mentioned this when we were talking about Salem maybe 2 months ago, how Salem was obviously
Mhm.
way out of whack. It was like 3, 4, 5 degrees too warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Weather Service this calendar year, as if I think I have this correct, all the ASOS units that were installed in the 1990s, that's the name of the sensors, the whole sensor suite, the package. They're replacing I believe, the temperature and the dew point sensor. And every time they've replaced those, like at Salem and Astoria, and I think Hillsborough and Troutdale may have been replaced so far, the temperature drops. And
Yeah.
I don't believe Portland has been replaced yet. If that's the case, we're going to see probably a pretty noticeable change when that happens.
Interesting. Yeah.
So,
Regardless if it was 77 to 81, it all felt hot out there, but in a good way.
that's right,
Yeah.
sister. It was a beautiful
Yeah.
day. I mean, I was
That's
out.
so sweet.
Well, I guess I was out till I came to work, and then it was perfect. It was like an early June day. We would have been happy with this in June,
Yeah.
right? Is that
So
fair?
nice.
Mhm.
Okay, so
I
here's what
love
we're
how
gonna-
it's my Saturday too.
Oh, that is
Nice.
perfect for you, isn't it?
Oh, slamming things.
Wait,
Yes,
you actually get 2 days off this week?
I do.
Oh, how
It's the
how
little
generous
things.
of us. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so we're going to cover the warm and dry April, so far dry-ish. Okay. What we see ahead for early May. Frost, was that it? Our last frost at PDX was the morning it snowed Valentine's Day. And we got close to frost last weekend. We'll talk about frost. That's actually our term of the week. It may not be what you think it is, or is it? Maybe it's both. New weather graphics, memory lane time. This is mostly for the old people like me. And then we got some great viewer photos. If you watched our episode last week, hopefully you watched. We suggest watching it online, kptv.com or through your app. We had the issue where suddenly I disappeared and we didn't get through the last part of our show here. So that made the preparation easier this week because we just re-racked it for this week.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Okay, here are the temps the last 30 days. Now, this is at PDX. And what this is, the red is the average high, which of course goes up in late March and through April. And the average low comes up. And you can see the lows are, I don't know, if you put all those together, it's been a little warmer than normal.
Mhm.
But the highs really stick out, don't they?
Yeah.
70s
time.
galore.
Mhm.
Yeah. So yeah, running warmer than normal. So then I went to, I don't know what the heck is going on with that
Whoa.
big crash.
Anomaly.
That's an anomaly for you folks.
That's
Yep.
weird.
That's what happens with automated graphics. So this is
Hmm.
Redmond in Central Oregon. Now you can see Redmond, the highs on average have been warmer than normal, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The lows look about average, don't they? There's some below, some above.
Mhm.
Yeah. Pretty equal.
So a little warmer than average, but you don't see the extreme that you see with PDX where it's just constantly above average.
Right.
In fact, if you look at the last, what do we have there? About 10 days or so, 15 days, maybe. Only 1, 2, 3 days have been below average. But
Yeah.
pretty warm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are we at our
Precipitation outlook.
9th day at 70 or above?
What was that?
I
Let's
was
see.
trying to count.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Wait, that's Redmond.
That's Redmond.
Who's counting? It got really quiet.
Oh,
I'm
1,
going to drink my water if you're counting.
2,
You're going to
3,
report
4,
back?
6, 7, 8. I think it's just. Oh, is it 10?
Well, and there's
Above
one or
70?
two more before that, right? Are you counting for the
Yeah.
whole string?
Yeah. Oh, well, I was
Yeah.
talking just for April.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Quite a
Did
few.
we have
10.
2 at the beginning of the month, and then that one streak,
5, 6, 7,
Mhm.
8,
6-day
9,
streak? 10.
10. We're going to
Mhm.
have 11, 12, 13 coming up.
That's
So quite a
crazy.
few.
Wait, because isn't the record 13? I'm thinking back to that graphic we have.
Oh, of total 70+ days?
Yeah.
Looks like it's time to remake that graphic too. This is going to be
Yeah.
for the next
Let me
year. Every
investigate.
time we
Add
want
it to the
something, hey,
list.
don't we have a graphic for that? Oh, we got to
Oh,
remake that one
no.
too.
We'll make
We
it.
will explain why coming up. This is actually in our new graphics package. Doesn't look dramatically different, but look at the normal rainfall. What we typically get at Portland, Salem, Eugene, and Astoria so far. So we're at the 24th, right? So we have 6 days to go. So Portland, we've had less than an inch. Salem has had less than an inch. Eugene, 1.5 inches. Astoria, 3 inches, all well below average. So
Mhm.
I noticed as a big gardener, even out, I live more or less in the rainforest, west slopes of the Cascades, and I just noticed everything's really drying out suddenly in the last 4 or 5 days. It's pretty obvious. I'm actually going to have to turn on the drip irrigation because it's pretty clear we have no significant rain coming up for another 7 days at least,
Yeah.
as we'll cover. April rain. Oh, look at the change. New graphics old.
Yeah.
Womp
Yeah.
womp.
But we do have dry Aprils. This is not unheard of. And last year we only had 1.8 inches.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
just
We
love.
got some really wet Aprils too.
Yeah, some Aprils are very wet, some are dry. So I was just telling my wife we were starting to make plans. Like what would we do like next spring? I have an idea. And I said, what's the chance we have another nice April that we'd miss here? Let's go to the desert Southwest. So I'm planning on a 3 to 5, 6 inch April rainfall total next spring.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Thanks, Mark.
Thank you.
Got that? That's
Because
my
we'll
plan.
be here, Peyton.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, everybody can take a week or two off.
By the
Okay.
way, Peyton was correct. 13 is the all-time record for April 70-degree days total. That happened in 2016.
So PDX that could happen.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah.
Or did it really happen? Well, we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Little.
So let's cover what's ahead for early May. Did you just see that? Did my light just go off? Do you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, you look darker.
That's automated in there. Here's the deal. They're redoing this whole room in here. They're going to make it a better podcasting suite with beautiful lighting. We're going to look better than ever before. And I turned on the light. There's like a clear glass here in the other room. It must be a motion sensor light. So I should ask somebody to go run around in there and make the light go again.
You can go turn it on if you need to.
No, that's kind of silly. You don't want
Okay.
to see me. I'm just very small in the corner here.
I was going to say, we didn't really see you last week, so.
Yeah.
This time I won't disappear. All right, so I wanted to bring back an oldie but a goodie. You got to have a visible satellite loop to get things
Nice.
going here in the meteorological department. So today was sunny. We had some thin high clouds overhead. You see some clouds to the south, but you see a circulation offshore. There's an upper level low. By the way, Peyton, so some of you out there, I'm curious if any of you noticed this. I noticed on the morning visible imagery, you could see kind of a haze. I thought I saw that yesterday too. And if you looked at the blue sky today, it wasn't as crystal clear blue as it sometimes is. Did you notice that or no?
Yeah. Yeah, we got some upper level clouds come through.
No, not just the high clouds, but either
Oh, like a
smoke or
smoke?
dust.
Oh.
Sometimes
I
we get
don't know.
smoke. There have been some burns in Southern Oregon. Controlled burns. I thought, is there just a little bit? Or in the spring is when we tend to get some Chinese dust. No, it's not
Yeah.
a big conspiracy. I mean, this has been going on for like 30, 40, well, forever, I guess. But I remember in 1998, one time we got a whole bunch of dust from China. It was kind of a milky sky for a few days.
Huh.
But it could
Yeah.
be that. Could be fires, smoke from like East Asia or something. We don't know.
Yeah,
But-
smoke can travel thousands of
Yeah.
miles. So.
And, I mean,
Yeah.
very thin. You can't even see it on this visible imagery until it gets close to sunset. Then that's when it's most obvious. So there's
Yeah.
an upper level low offshore. Here we are, a 549 decameter low off the kind of the California, Oregon coastline there. This is right now. We're recording this Thursday evening. You ready for where it moves? You ready? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone? There we go.
Crazy, right?
It's down in Southern California on Saturday.
Yeah.
This
a
thing
few
keeps
days.
going south.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Remember how it showed a few days ago? We thought it was coming over us.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a
Interesting.
classic cutoff low, isn't it?
Yep.
The main flow
Absolutely.
is up here. Cutoff low. Katie has that saying. What is it? Cutoff low what? Something.
Something woe? Cut off
Weatherman's
low?
woe? Weather
Yeah.
person's woe?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the movement is sometimes a little bit erratic, especially as we
Mhm.
get into late May and June. All models, this is just 2 days out, so they all kind of look like this. So most of the showers going to the south, so it's drier than average for us. We don't
Mhm.
see any good chance for showers here in northern Oregon and southern Washington until, Sunday is maybe a spot of drizzle, but I think it's
Yeah.
more likely Monday or Tuesday.
Yeah.
Little shortwave. Yep.
Yeah. So I decided it was time for some AI because that's a big new thing.
Nice.
In 5 years, we'll say, "Oh, wasn't that quaint that we were talking about AI as a new thing?" And because well, it'll be after the Great War. Okay, so too much Terminator. Okay, so this is the Euro AI 500 millibar anomaly. The average, this is at 18,000 feet, about the average from day 1 to 5. So the warm colors are higher than normal heights. The blue colors are lower than normal. So you see the next 5 days, there's a negative anomaly. That's at upper level low over California. And you see a positive anomaly just offshore. We have slightly higher than normal heights for us. It's like, it's nothing that special, but it's a little warmer and probably drier than normal. Is that a fair assessment?
Yep.
Yep.
So then we go, and that shows Euro AI today, but all models are pretty similar through the next 2 weeks. Okay, day 5 through 10. So then it's a little ridgier, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
bit.
a little bit.
Even warmer potentially.
5-day average. So this is, it's chopped off, isn't it? It's Tuesday the 29th through, must be May 4th.
Yeah, early
May
May.
the 4th be with you. That wasn't funny. So this would imply that maybe there's another warming trend coming up with higher heights again after we get through a chance for a shower with a passing shortwave, like Camilla just said. So this would be later next week, heading into the first weekend of May. Could be pretty warm and dry. I mean, that's out 10 days. All models kind of look like this, so I think we're going to stay dryish or mainly dry the next 10 days. Crazy, huh? After how dry it's been.
Totally.
Are you ready for day 10 to 15? Is everybody ready? Are you buckled in?
Here we
Let's
go.
go.
Not much changes.
Oh, wow.
So this would be what? The 4th through the
still dry.
5 days. So the 4th through the 9th of May.
So
Kind of
more
similar.
weather like we've had. Nice.
Wow.
Yeah. Of
So
course.
we're kind of making up for, was it March? I know we do this every time. March was kind of wetter than average,
a little,
right?
but it was not excessively wet, like by a
Yeah.
half inch or so, an inch maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't want this to continue straight from now through into early summer. We'd have
Right.
horrible fire conditions because everything would be dried out. If we had another month of this, everything will be dried out and bad. But we assume there's some wet stuff coming at some point, we hope. So this is the 850 millibar average temperature. This is from the Euro, okay? The Euro ensembles, actually. Yeah, I'm sorry. It shows more than just the ensemble average is the green. So this is temperature at 5,000 feet in Celsius. The average for this time of the year is the dashed line. So about +3. +3 is about average. This is the forecast for the next 2 weeks. Right now is here. We're at about +7, kind of goes high here. The next two relative stays high through, it's high now. This is actually, we're up at 10. Then it drops a bit over the weekend. We're down a little slightly below zero briefly Sunday and Monday morning. Then it warms up. Here's that warm up later next week. Thursday, Friday, maybe a dip, kind of high again. Notice most of these are above average.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could have more 80s. We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah, and once we get into early May, 80s are easy. I think, am I right? An average May has 5 days in the 80s. That seems kind of high. Maybe that's June.
Let me take a little gander.
She's got the resources.
Go to the pre-2025 graphics. Or you're going to do are you in an ex-Mesis mood? What are you going to do?
80 degrees.
If I talk to you, then you can't do it. So Peyton and I, we're going to hold down the fort where you look up May 80-degree days. Okay, here's another way to look at it. This one's kind of complicated, folks. But I think this tells a story. 4 or 5 days ago, we were thinking, it looks pretty showery. Remember the big change? We were thinking Friday, Saturday, cool and showery.
Yeah.
So this is the latest run of the, and these are every 12 hours. Last night's run of the Euro, yesterday morning. So we go back 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, 4.5 days back on the European model. 4.5, and here we are right now. And 4.5 days ago, actually, for many model runs, it was looking wet at this time, Friday afternoon, Friday and Saturday. It was looking wet. But look how over time, as we keep getting new model runs in, look how it's dried it out coming down here.
Yeah.
And now nothing.
We noticed that.
And that is why we've been backing off on the rain for Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Yet it was showing kind of dryish around Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. It's still kind of dryish. Instead, now we're saying, maybe a shower or two in here. So I guess that hasn't really changed. It's just that now the better chance for precip has evaporated.
Yeah.
You got that?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
And you also see here these farther out in time, much farther out in time, like in the week and a half range, which now it's within the 1 week range. It was showing kind of showery stuff, and look how that's dried out too a bit here. That's just one tool we use. It's helpful. But as of now, these last few runs, there's no significant rain in here over the next week and a half.
I'm going to have to remember, this is a real problem because I was really counting on those showers since I planted some stuff in my yard. And Mark, you know how I'm not an outdoor gardener because I just forget.
You get out there and you water. By this weekend, you better be out there.
I know.
Forget
I planted
the
some
marathon.
bushes.
Yeah.
Dang it. Okay.
Yeah. They're crying out for help right now, and you're just looking the other way.
My poor little marigolds in a pot are just withering away.
Yeah, give them a soaking.
All right.
So we don't want to, leave the GFS out, the GFS ensemble here. This is just the average. The next 16 days, the anomaly, rainfall in inches compared to normal. Look how dry it is. Pacific Northwest, Southwest BC. Pretty dry.
Wow.
Minus, what was that? -1 to 1.5, basically, west of the Cascades?
Yeah, keep in mind, this is the first 10 days of May. So it doesn't rain that much in May anyway. So you hear the actual numbers for the same period from the Euro ensemble average. Look at that. Anything that's not in blue, the greens, less than a half inch.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So this would say European ensemble. Oh, no, actually, the European ensemble is a 9-kilometer resolution. But this says in the valleys, we could easily have less than half an inch of rain in the next 2 weeks. That's pretty dry because the warmer it gets, then the easier it is for the ground to dry out, too.
Yeah.
So
I believe
think,
it. I just said I believe it.
Yeah, so I think it's fair to say we're probably going to stay in this warmish and dryish pattern. Well, not warmish, warmer than normal pattern. And dryish, I say dryish because it's not going to be probably totally dry. That would be kind of weird. I mean, it's possible, but unlikely. And any systems that come through appear to be pretty weak for now. We don't see any deep upper level lows. A big upper level low with afternoon convection, that would do it. We don't tend to get big wet systems like atmospheric rivers this time of the year. Usually we pass that time. Clearly somebody's getting an atmospheric river up on the coast of BC.
Yeah. So if this trend holds, let's say we stay relatively dryish through almost mid-May, because we know right now there's no drought across the state of Oregon, right?
Yeah.
You think this would be enough to change that?
Yeah, I think that would start to kick Western Oregon into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, ground is just going to go dry. Pretty dry. But for all we know, there's 2 weeks of rain coming up around Memorial Day. Unlikely, but it's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
So that is your look ahead. So here's our 7-day forecast. We'll talk about the new 7-day forecast, which we have right here. Hey, we're partners with the Thorns again this year, which is fun. So we got a game at 1 p.m. match, I should say. Football coming up Sunday at 1 p.m. So I watched all of... So cultured. I know everything about England now after watching Ted Lasso. I watched all the seasons finally.
Oh, yeah.
Football is life.
Yes.
So Mark's treading into dangerous territory here.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, so the only real good chance for showers is Monday and Tuesday. And even then, we'll see.
Yeah, real good, I think it's generous.
Could be 500s, right?
Yeah, sprinkle.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And the first time in May, so May is on the next Thursday. The first time in May we get a plus 12, 13, 14 forecast at 8:50, we're going to be well into the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
an offshore flow.
You were right. 5 days, average 80 degrees in May in Portland.
Okay.
Yeah, I had that number somewhere in my head, but they start getting all mixed up after many years.
Good job.
Okay. Hey, frost. Let's talk about frost. This is right where I dipped out last week.
Yeah. Well, it's because it got spicy. We were fighting about it.
Yeah. Oh, so we did get into this. I couldn't remember. Did we get this far into it?
I think so, but remember that this graphic had the incorrect photo on it.
Yes, I remember because when I went to fix this, I'm like, there's that photo. This better not show up in a second podcast.
Yeah, nice. Good job.
So, we talked about frost last week. It's not just, and actually, Peyton, if you have a thought, you interrupt me.
Okay.
What I didn't realize is technically frost can be either way. I have always in my mind thought of frost as when it's below freezing, I had a frost.
Oh, yes.
And other people like Camilla are like, well, isn't it pretty much the physical thing you need to get the frost on an object, right? To have a frost.
Yeah.
Right.
Apparently both are correct.
That's confusing.
Well, I think it's just used in two different ways.
Yeah.
I had a frost last night means I had a light freeze, I suppose.
And
then, that's
still
right.
Don't like that.
dry freeze and hoar frost, the white frost and black frost.
Yeah. Which, again, black frost is just no frost.
Yes.
That's
So,
so confusing.
right? I know. I don't
Just
like
use
that.
it either way. You know what? Use it either way and everybody's happy.
Okay.
Yeah. I think I talk
Okay.
about physical frost when I say it, but
Yeah.
Like Camilla. Yeah.
That's how I've
Yeah.
always talked about
You know
it.
what? You're not wrong, but I'm not wrong either.
yeah,
Fair
we're
enough.
all right.
Everybody
Everybody's
wins.
right.
Everybody's right. This is how things are now. We all get awards. Okay.
Yeah.
So I don't think we got to this graphic. This is where I was dipped out and it was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Last spring frost. So in Portland, you just see the last, what do we have there? 7 years. Generally in March. That one year in 2021, we had a late frost, April 11th in the city.
Hmm.
And then this year, of course, was February 14th. And of course, if you go into outlying areas away from the urban center, it's going to be cooler typically. And you see, that's pretty neat how Hillsboro's, much later out in time. Typically it's in April, but this year, Hillsboro somehow, I think it was only 33 or 34 last weekend when we had the cold night or two.
Yeah.
So Hillsboro did not have a frost. That said, it's growing quite a bit around Hillsboro. So you wonder if gradually over decades, Hillsboro's gotten slightly warmer. But still, it looks like March 18th may be their last frost of the season, unless we get a big cold upper level low in early May. Oh, yeah. Wow, we'd have to have one in the next 2 weeks. It's probably not going to happen after
Doesn't
that.
look like it.
Right. Chances start to dwindle.
Probably not. So that's your frost talk. I did not get to this graphic, I believe. Most of my apples are now almost in full bloom. The pears are starting. We can have a lot of pears unless something changes here quickly, because I got a lot of blooms on the one that has the big juicy pears.
Oh, we want some of those.
So
You gonna bring some of
excited.
those to
Sign
the weather
me up.
center?
Well, yeah, that was one benefit of working with me, Peyton, is late August through early October, I bring in different things.
You get to enjoy the harvest.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
But you have to pay for the chickens, eggs.
Right.
Those
The
are-
eggs. Don't
I don't
say
give
the
those
chicken.
away for free.
Yeah, I'm gonna
We got a
say
business
you don't
going.
hand us chickens, but the eggs are good.
Yeah.
But even if it hits 28 degrees, that only kills like 10% of the blossoms.
Yeah.
So it's got to be like mid-20s. They're a little hardier than you would think. It's got to be mid-20s, which isn't going to happen west of the Cascades from this point out. Could there be a 28? Yeah, if some big upper level low somehow shows up in the first half of May, that could happen somewhere, but it's unlikely. Yeah.
All right. So the fruit trees are on.
Yep, they are on.
Good news.
Okay, let's talk about new weather graphics. You two excited about this?
Oh yes.
Mixed
told you.
feelings.
Mixed
Mark,
feelings.
I
Yeah.
told you I took a bunch of graphic design classes in college,
yeah.
so this is gonna be fun for me.
Camilla, you didn't know this.
No. Well,
She just told me yesterday, or maybe she told you.
No, that's right. I just figured you were like gung ho about graphics.
I
didn't
just figured
realize
you were
that
really
you.
They're
good.
fun.
Ah.
Well, you
Yeah.
have formal training in graphics design.
I do.
Wow.
Oh no! She was judging us all along, Camilla. Those first 2
She's
months, she
probably
must have been like,
like,
"Who made these graphics, Nelson? How
The
did this happen?
structure.
Who put
the
this color
zen.
of text over this Santa Claus's face?"
It's
that sort of
all
stuff.
off.
Yeah.
Then you
Which-
gave me the reins, so that's your issue.
Yeah.
Even just today, I
It
will
was great.
say I was trying to put together some very basic graphics, like update them, and like it was taking so long, and I was like, I turned to Mark and I was like, man, now I can fully appreciate all the work
Big
that
respect.
Peyton put in, because I was like, this is dumb how long it's taking me to do one graphic.
Yeah, it
You're
takes a
probably
long
faster
time.
than me, Peyton, but still, I was like,
Oh.
oh,
It
Oh.
takes a while.
I'm
Yeah.
sure. But it is fun. Peyton, you like doing it, right? Obviously.
I love it. It's truly one of my favorite parts of the job. Yeah.
Way
That's
back
great.
in the 90s when I was working with the guy, Jim Little, older folks will remember. Oh, water just went everywhere. The 2 points are pretty low lately, right?
Oh.
I'm now out of water, but it'll dry.
clean up
So,
aisle 5.
I was working with this guy, Jim Little. No, there's no electricity here.
Oh, he would be the one to ruin the new
Find
room
the
that they're working to
electronics.
renovate.
They
Yeah.
haven't
Engineers
renovated it yet, so we can
are
trash it.
Sprinting to the room right now.
You could, yeah. I know. So what I was going to say is, he once said, "Hey, this would be a really fun job if we didn't have to be on TV," because he liked doing the graphics so much.
It's
Yeah,
so
I could see
fun.
Yeah. So here's the deal: in the TV business, and many businesses, stuff just kind of gets stale over time, and it's time to upgrade. Okay, this
Yeah.
is just what we do. We try to make things better, more maybe a little cleaner, easier to read, and that's what we've done this time around. So this is only one graphic, the 7-day forecast. And I remember telling the bosses when we had a meeting about this in late February, I said, you know what? We have used more or less the same icons, as you'll see, more or less the same icons since about 2000 when we had a new system in this building.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's a
25
quarter of a
years.
century. So it was time. I liked our little icons from before, but the more I look at some of the old stuff, I'm like, oh, maybe it was a pretty good change, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we
I
just want
could
to make
tell
things
you,
more
Mark.
clear. What?
Just kidding.
What was that, Peyton?
That's what I tried to tell you. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, no, that's okay. You know that no hurt feelings here.
No,
You were
it's fine.
correct. Okay, so this is what we have right now. Pretty clear cut. We got a few showers coming up Saturday, Sunday. I'm sorry, Sunday. All right, so we're gonna go all the way back to 2002.
my
Camilla has not
God.
seen me.
So good.
What
not
am I
seen these.
looking at right
We
here?
were geeking out about this,
I'm
Camilla,
sorry.
on
Why
on
does the
Tuesday.
sun look like it's gonna spear me with a
That's what I
laser
said.
shard? Why
So
are
it
those
looks
so
kind of
sharp?
scary. It looks scary.
Because
Those
now
razor.
they animated. Come on, it was like the sun beaming in through your window.
Oh, well, it looks
It was-
scary.
Folks, this was top-notch stuff. This was Storm Team 12 pinpoint forecast. Brand
Pinpoint.
new in fall of 2002. So in 2002, I won't go into the details, but some people that have been here a long time remember there was a merger between, I was working at KPDX, Rod Hill was working over at KPTV. We merged. Andy Carson had already been at KPTV, of course. And so it was the three of us forecasting weather, Andy, me, and Rod Hill. I remember Rod Hill and I we were co-chief meteorologists.
Oh, cute.
Yeah. So they called it Storm Team Pinpoint Forecast. And one thing you may not be aware of, I keep forgetting about this. We were the first station in the USA to use the real terrain mapping. Google Earth, as I recall, either didn't exist or it was. I think Google Earth was just being introduced, not on a browser. I mean, you had to go get the software and use it. And no TV station in the USA had actual realistic terrain where you could see the trees and the deserts and all that. So they tried this weather company. It's called the Weather Company out now, but it was WSI back then. They chose. I don't know how it worked out, but either way, they got that imagery into our system. And I remember the first night we used it, we didn't have many graphics back then. So we did a flight up through the gorge and then one over Mount Hood. I remember the boss said, this is a different boss from way back. He said, this is amazing. You could have 6 minutes for weather every night if you can keep making this stuff. Within about a week, he was bored. But it was really nice. So we were kind of setting the trend for the country. And then most stations then moved to that real terrain mapping or, realistic terrain, which is funny because in the last 5 or 8 years, and it's kind of pulled back to more simple maps.
Yeah, simple stuff. Interesting.
And we also used to, is there anything else you notice on there that's interesting on the graphic? Title, anything?
Oh, I can say it, but I want Camilla to say it because I know.
What about the title, Camilla?
That it has someone's name on it?
Yeah, we used to name them. It'd be Andy's 7-day planner or Mark's 7-day planner or Rod's.
Oh, that way you can really fight amongst one another.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Just said it was going to be sunny, but my forecast said that we didn't.
Rod's 7-day says that is interesting. Yeah.
So I think it was just a branding thing, and then they said, I remember we would promote to the person the next morning, which was actually a pretty good idea, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we would actually show our picture. We had, our official portrait. We would show, I would always show Andy at the end of my forecast, like, hey, Andy's coming up at 5 a.m. or whatever.
Oh, wow.
Aww.
So it's part of the fun of TV. So I also don't know why there was such a gap between the highs and the lows. That seems kind of far apart, doesn't it?
A little bit.
There's a lot of questionable decisions on this, but
yeah. I mean, I will say, besides the icons themselves being absolutely crazy, it's easy to read. I mean,
there's no other text.
Right, exactly. Yeah. It's simple in that sense.
So let's move on.
Please. Oh,
wait, is that the same? Oh, so this was the next summer. So this was summer 2003. Not much has changed. We for some reason apparently we looked at the forecast and said, why are the highs and lows too far apart? Because I see they got closer.
Yeah.
Oh, look, the font changed slightly too.
Yep.
Oh, a little bolder.
Camilla, you still have your spiky suns.
I was gonna say same spiky suns.
Same spiky suns.
Okay, here was my theory, and this goes way back to the 1990s. I didn't, because I think I had a heavy hand in this, making these graphics. My theory was it's continuous left to right. Each day is not all by itself. So if you had increasing clouds, it increased during the night, during the day. It wasn't like so basically it gets cloudier as you go Saturday through Monday, not just Saturdays like this, Sundays like this, Mondays like that. It's just, so my thought was just it's more of a continuous, spectrum of weather.
Mm-hmm.
You can argue with that.
And someone put the kibosh on that.
I don't know what happened. No, no, I didn't get any heavy-handed like this looks stupid.
Oh.
So then from 2000, this started in 2005. Drew Jackson, who used to work with us, he designed a lot of this stuff. He actually taught me quite a bit on what wasn't a good idea. Like, Mark, this doesn't look very good, or this does look great. 2005 to 2022, two things going on here. First, that's when we became First Live Local. All right.
Oh, yeah.
We used that branding
Legendary.
for what, 17 years? Because that's our news branding. I called this the angled banner look. We used this for 6 years, from 05 to 2011, and this is from 2008.
I actually remember this, Mark.
Yep, I bet you do.
Wow.
Your formative years watching Fox 12. About the same time you got the Nintendo DS, huh?
And the Wii.
Oh, and the Wii. Bowling. Time
And
for
the
bowling,
Wii.
kids.
Yeah.
But it kind of looks the same, I guess. There's no dramatic change there. We just, the days got a little fatter.
Yeah. Same icons.
Yeah. And then in 2011, and by the way, TV stations went from standard definition to high definition right between these two here. I don't know if that's why the graphic looks better. We just did.
Yeah.
So then in 2011, as I recall, we were about to get a brand new set. And they designed this. See the 3D background there? Kind of looks like panels. Like it's the Weather Center. If you see the Weather Center from that era, the Weather Center, the walls behind did kind of look like this. We had that silver look behind us.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of trying to replicate that. We got a more colorful banner. Okay. Of course, we're still First Live Local. The icons look slightly different. See that we went from spiky to this, but they're still the same realistic icons. Yeah.
And those, I mean, we recognize those icons.
Yeah, because we got the new weather system. The WSI Max appeared in November of 2020. Okay. But I chose, being the creature of habit that I am, I said, I want the same icons because those are my favorites. And so we never really changed our icons. It was just a matter of one system's version of those icons to the next.
Got it.
I mean, see how the clouds and the rain look pretty much the same.
Yeah, so it's still that kind of 3D style.
And you kind of see I did the same thing, kind of a continuum of time there, went right across the nighttime periods.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were big with the Timbers then, as well, for quite a long time. So this is April 2011. Oh, this is July 2011. That was one of our coolest summers on record. Look at the highs.
Wow.
Yeah,
a lot of 70s and 80s.
To have 75s in July.
So then in September 2011, we gained more space. Okay, this is kind of behind the scenes stuff, but did you notice this was the actual graphic that was exported to the web? This is what you saw in this form on TV. So you're like, why is it all kind of in the middle?
Me. Yeah. That would bother me so much.
Yeah. Well, because we're wasting a lot of space, right?
Yeah.
Well, there was a reason for that, because there was a period, and I wrote this, I found this in my weather blog. We were broadcasting in 4:3 size until 2009 or so. Then we started broadcasting in the wide version to the right. But the problem was cable TV stations, as I recall, our people's TVs couldn't handle that. Most people didn't have the wide screen availability. I think cable TV had to stay in the 4:3 mode on the left. So they were basically chopping out that. People on cable TV only, is my mouse still wet? Just a minute. People on cable TV land would only see, oops. Oh, did we just lose it?
Oh my gosh, did you break the mouse?
Can you still see that, or did it fade away?
Yeah. No,
I can see it.
Okay. Oh, yeah. There we go. So cable TV land, most people would only see this section. This is literally what they would see on the. They didn't see the whole.
And then the rest was just kind of buffer.
We had to leave it as buffer because they if we put something out here, they wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
So then at this point, it was like, okay, something happened, and for some reason they decided, the bosses or somebody decided, okay, we're using the whole space now. Almost nobody's cable TV started using the 16:9, so that we gained space and the days got fatter. You like that? We just gained more width, which is nice.
Yep. Love it.
Okay. So nothing changed there. So in 2014, we still had the same 3D background, but I don't remember why, but the banner changed. You see that? First live video still.
A little shorter.
Something fresh and new, very exciting. Happy Valentine's Day. Okay, this is February 2014. Okay. Summer 2015. I don't know why, but I made the suns even bigger, I think.
Wow.
He really likes in-your-face suns. We have learned this.
Isn't this fun? I don't know why I made them larger, but it looked like this from 2011 to 2017.
Okay.
Suns are still, I mean, the clouds are the same, but suns just fill that screen, and you're going to cover them up.
And those highs. Woo,
what was that?
High temperatures are big.
I think we have even higher temperatures coming up. Oh,
no, I just mean like
the physical highs.
Yeah, those physical numbers are big.
Yeah.
So
I don't
huge.
like how wide they are. That is weirding me out.
They look like you stretched them this way, but forgot to stretch them. Yeah.
Totally. No. They look too wide for how tall they are.
Yeah.
Folks, no, this was top of the
Yeah.
line stuff.
Okay.
Number
Well,
one show in Portland. There you
all
go.
right.
And then in August
Okay.
2017, we had a big upgrade, a big change
Oh.
again, because we got change, fresh stuff, and we used these for 4 years from 2017 to 2021. We were still first live local weather, but we got just a little different. This is actually one of my favorites, along with what we have now.
Mhm.
I like
Usually,
it.
this was unusual. You say, well, it's kind of cluttered right now, Mark. This was highly unusual because we had
Yeah.
all-time record tie possible. Usually, it just was this, that, and we only did words if there was something,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
significant,
Simple.
I guess.
Clean. Pretty clean.
Yeah. Wait, the suns got smaller. They didn't fill as much of the box. Somebody must have
Oh.
said something.
Yeah, the Suns are less aggressive.
Somebody said back off on the Suns, Nelson. Okay, now this is an example of what we kind of
Cena.
probably are trying to get away from now for good reason. Wow, did you look at that and go, there is so much crap going on in this. I don't even know where I should be looking.
So festive though. Look
I
at that.
love
It's
the one you
Christmas
chose.
themed.
Wait.
Yeah, you've got the lights.
Maybe
at
it's
the
more
top
fair
and
to go to
bottom.
this. Okay, this is
Yeah.
more typical. Oh, actually, let's
Yes.
back off. But this is, I just want to
Bread
show
and
how
butter.
much stuff Mark would put on a screen. And maybe, folks, change is good sometimes. And sometimes we say, well, I don't know if I like that graphic, but you know what? Sometimes change is good, and it sure is in this case, because this was a little out of hand. We got Santa. We got 3 different colors on the days. Like, why is one green,
Yeah, why is
one's red?
Friday green and Saturday just because you wanted to be festive for
Yep.
Christmas?
I got the lights top and bottom, and I have that angled background, which we got rid of about a year later.
Yeah.
Right. That was
Numbers
a
are easy to
lot.
read. The highs and lows, I like that.
Mhm.
The text is easy.
Yeah.
Suns are still the same.
Lots of moving parts.
Yeah.
So we were still first live local. And then in November 2022, that's when we started our latest First Alert branding. And this is what it looked like until this week.
Yeah.
It's okay. It could be cleaned up a little bit, mostly the icons. I know
Yeah.
some people like those, but you know what? Sometimes it's better that Mark needs to clean up his act, and it's time. So
Yeah.
and this is what we
It's okay.
have. Time for some spring cleaning in April 2025. Did you like that look back?
Yeah, that was
so
fun.
fun.
That was fun.
So
But yeah, it shows that it would be ridiculous if TV stations didn't update graphics.
Yes.
Because imagine, some of those first ones you saw, if those were still happening today, that would not fly.
hey, we're doing an upgrade.
Right? Like, that would be bad. So that's why this just needs to happen from time to time.
Yeah.
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 And I like it. You know what? And here's the other thing. Every time we make a change, we do something, we're like, let's tweak that a little bit. So
Mhm.
we tend to make little changes. I will admit, part of my issue, and Peyton, I'm sure you ran into this when you showed up, our graphics gradually go away from what we're supposed to be doing because we make little changes. And pretty soon it's like, that's not the same as that graphic. So, yeah.
Yeah.
That's our little
Yeah.
TV world, folks. That's what we do. So things have
But
all
it's
fresh.
sure fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
we had a
been
spring
fun.
cleaning.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, lastly, viewer photos. Camilla's coming up here. Are you at the
Oh.
top of the show? Probably not.
No,
Corey,
I don't
your
think
producer?
so.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. We're fine. We're fine.
We didn't get to show this one. Camilla and Peyton, whoever
yeah.
did these, I'm going to let you go through
I think
these.
Camilla, didn't you put this in the
Yeah.
computer?
Yeah, I pulled this. So it was a while ago now, of course, because our last podcast we had the technical issues. But back in mid-April, April 13, we got this picture from Joe Mackey showing some beautiful cloud streets, like really, really nicely formed cloud streets. And basically, when this happens, you've got horizontal tubes of air. So you've got rising air, it forms the cloud. Descending air, cloud dissipates, and that just happens over and over and over again,
Neat.
in line with the upper level winds. So just really, really cool. They kind of get squished on the right side there, but on the left you can really see the spacing between, and that's what you typically see. A little bit of blue sky.
That's pretty
between them.
amazing.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
Thank you, Joe.
Cool.
Yeah, it reminds me of like crops, like a big field of crops, right? With
yeah.
the rows. Yeah.
Like the
I heard
sunflowers in
crops
Nebraska.
for a second.
The
Yes.
sunflowers, you mean corn? Just
Oh,
rows and
sunflowers
rows
is
of corn.
Kansas, right?
Yeah, or actually soybeans have nice kind of fluffy rows.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yes.
sorry, my Midwest is showing.
I was going to say, it feels like we've done these pictures before, but wait, we did, but none of our viewers were able to see it because
Right.
they cut out.
Right. It got cut out.
Yeah.
Mark, this is from you, I think.
Oh, O.C. Hofland. Yes. He's up in
Nice.
Battleground area. He's been sending in photos for years. He said we could use this one. Beautiful sunset
So pretty.
Mm.
out there. Where is it? Is that
Yeah, I don't remember
Kiwanda
where on the
area? I
coast
don't
this
know.
was.
He didn't say. It's somewhere on the coastline. I think Oregon, not Washington. Beautiful stuff there. He has
Mhm.
all sorts of great photos. I was saying that he actually, in the 2017 Gorge fire, he had been placing like a camera, like he would leave it in a location somewhere in the gorge with a great view, and it kind of looked like a fake rock. And he would just
Ah.
leave it in a public location somewhere and let it sit there for a month and get all sorts of amazing like time lapses. A great nighttime camera, yeah,
Oh,
really high
cool.
quality. And then he'd go
That's awesome.
collect it, a place where he knew nobody would find it.
Yeah.
So he had some great pictures from the gorge back then. That was pretty neat.
Ooh, and this
Tulips.
is from one of our producers.
Corey.
Yeah, Wooden Shoe Tulip Fest. Just beautiful colors. It's always just
Yeah.
such a beautiful place to go in the springtime.
I
Woodburn.
think this weekend is the final 2 days.
Is that it?
Oh, okay.
Or maybe, yeah. I think it ends Sunday.
I was going to say, I bet it's wrapping up because mine are always, my daffodils are just finishing up at home. I'm higher up, so they're always later than in Portland.
Mhm.
And my tulips are fully out. So that
Yeah.
must mean down in the valley with the warm weather, they're
Yeah.
finishing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is so old now.
Oh,
So
yeah. The full pink
no.
moon.
No, it's not
Ron
silly.
Brown, by
the
the
graphics
way.
were silly.
No, Ron Brown, I don't know what kind of camera you use through a telescope. I don't know. He always sends amazing moon photos.
Agreed.
So,
Yeah,
applause.
send us the deets, Ron. What are you
Yeah.
snapping
Tell
pictures
us your
with?
secrets.
The
Yeah.
ISO settings and whatnot.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
It goes
Should-
over my head.
What
but
if he says it's just an iPhone?
I would not believe him.
I might. I'm just kidding.
All right. Any final
Yeah.
thoughts before we wrap it up?
No, I think that was good. I love the little throwback we did.
Yeah. So basically, stick with us. We know that sometimes it's weird adjusting to seeing something different on your screen, but we'll all get used to it.
And we've
with time.
got some great new ways of presenting the information, which is really nice. Peyton put a lot of that stuff together. But
Yeah.
So I just feel it's great for what we call storytelling in the business to
Mhm.
get the forecast to you, first alerting you, all that
Right.
fun stuff.
Oh,
Getting
yeah.
to the point, which is fun. Okay, well, thanks for joining us. Thank you, Peyton and Camilla. So this is episode 134. Next week will be the first week of May. I think everybody is still working. Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody's on vacation. And so we should be fine next week. Not sure about the week after, but we try to do this once per week. And thanks for joining us again. We will see you next week on the First Alert Weather Podcast.